Welcome to another episode of Barman Saturdays, and this week I also decided to talk about Highlander II. No, this isn't Highlander II, The Quickening, the original American release we got, no. This one we got Highlander II, the Renegade version. Though I do find it interesting that, the first disc is the Highlander film 4 collections. You got, the first film, the third film, the fourth film, and then the fifth film, Highlander the Source. But then they put Highlander 2, Renegade version, on its own disc. Like, they obviously had a collection disc at some point, and they're like, you know what? Let's not put that crappy Highlander 2 in there with it. We're going to leave that alone and not include it, because no one likes Highlander 2. I suppose they have a point. Highlander 2 is considered one of the worst sequels ever made, and there's all kinds of reasons for that, whether it be the constant retcons you had to do with the film because of the planet Zeist. Gosh darn it. I really don't like talking about Zeist. Because the fact that, they made the Immortals aliens was just an idea that just really doesn't sit well with most people. And the reality is that for most fans, they didn't really want an answer for why the Immortals are immortal. They just didn't. It was more fun to speculate about why they were immortal or how that came about. Like, are there various gods that gave them immortality and they're using those basically their avatar or something? Or some other weird crazy thing? Like, we really didn't want an actual answer to the question. It was better to ponder the question. The mystery was the real appeal there. By trying to give an explanation, you ruin the mystery, and it's not an answer that was exactly satisfactory either. Of course, you could argue they do that with Highlander the Source as well. Of course, in that film, the closer you get to the source of immortality, the more mortal you become. Go figure. Apparently, being the source of immortality, if you get close to it, it makes you mortal, because reasons. I think it's just to save on the budget so they didn't have to do more quickenings, but I guess that film's reckoning can wait. As far as the Renegade version goes, it drops all references to Zeist. Like, you'll see points where if you've watched the original American version where they're gonna mention Zeist, and they've just been quietly edited around to just get rid of it entirely, as if to just retcon that part of the story out of existence. Like, you know what? No more Zeist. We'll just get rid of that and offer up another explanation that leaves its own questions. So in the Renegade version, instead of them being aliens, they were originally immortal in the ancient past. And I use ancient multiple times there because, let's face it, Ramirez, by its own admission, was over 2,300 years old when he met Connor MacLeod already. So, yeah. We're going to have to go really, really far back. Apparently, though, it was an ancient past where we had advanced technology, or at least advanced weapons technology, because they were using machine guns in the ancient days, while fighting the evil General Katana. And then when they lost, when were captured, the priests had them banished because, you immortals are an abomination. We're going to send you into the future instead of killing you now, because reasons. Like, it just doesn't make much sense. Like, why would you banish them if you can kill them now? Like, Katana literally offered to do that for you. Like, I'll cut off their heads for you right here, right now, on both of them. Like, nope, they gotta be banished. Like, that's our policy. All immortals must be banished into the future! Because plot reasons. Yeah, we need plot armor here. So they're gonna get banished instead of killed, right off the bat. So yeah, trying to come up with a better explanation to explain how they got into the far future, where they then had all the events of the first film and stuff like that happen, it doesn't work either, really, in my opinion. It just asks a whole bunch of more questions in a long laundry list. And it's not like I didn't have other questions about the film either. Like, one of the immortals that fights MacLeod has this gun that causes massive explosions when it hits things. Like, it causes a cop car to just blow up. It sets this guy on fire, yet when it hits MacLeod, it's like, ow, my wrist! Like, why doesn't it just blow him up? Like, seriously. Like, he manages to deflect the shot at one point, too, with his sword. Like, it causes explosions. Like, how do you block an explosion? Like, you don't. You can't. You just get hit by it and blown up. It's over. But apparently, plot armor, so it just kicks in again and protects them from the gun, because they had to keep the plot going somehow. And why does the Shield Corporation operate with apparently no government oversight in the movie? Like, who would allow a corporation to exist that provides a necessary service for everyone on the planet to survive and not have government oversight, interfering with all its affairs? There's also another question that gets brought up at one point. Oh yeah, I didn't write it down, but why does it take more energy to take down the shield than it does to put it up and maintain it? Like, that makes no sense. Like, isn't there an on-off switch somewhere? Um, there's also other small things that really bug me. Like, why does the subway travel over 600 miles per hour when Katana gets in there and starts amping up the speed? Like, you think he'd reach a limit, well before he hit 600 plus miles an hour. Like, was he trying to activate his time travel so he can go back in time with his new subway time travel device? I guess if I had to give an A+ to the Renegade version, it's a more watchable version of the film, but it still isn't a good film. Like, if you're going to watch a Highlander film, stick to the first one or go to the TV series. I even recommend the anime over the second film. Like, even with the Renegade version being the more watchable version, and just being, a mildly horrible film, at least you can watch it. And there are some good bits in there with Ramirez. Yes, Ramirez dies in the first film. They decided to bring him back in the sequel. Yeah. And he gets probably the best parts of the film. Like, screw you, Christopher Lambert. You get all the crappy parts and the fights, basically. But, Ramirez, he gets to steal the show. Whether it be hitting on the ladies or watching funny videos about how airplane safety really isn't all that safe. Or interacting with a guy on the stage. And other things, but yeah, Ramirez, he gets to steal the movie. It's a shame he wasn't the main character. It probably would have been a better film. Till next time, then. See ya.